Hi there, today is March 23rd, 2022, and it is 1:51 p.m. my time. This is a really special reading for you guys today. I'm going to be giving you 12 options to choose from for this reading about your ideas and plans and whether they're a good idea or not. So I'm going to have this geared to zodiac signs from Aries to Pisces all the way through. No ossificus or ophicus. Sorry, guys. Sorry, sidereals. I'm only going to be using the traditional 12. But today you can pick from those using your sun sign to see whether or not your idea is worth pursuing. So, just so you know, I think that you could probably choose from your sun, moon, and rising or any other planets that you resonate in your personal chart with this type of reading. However, I think the best one, given the nature of the reading, I think that the best one would be the sun sign. If you wanted to try that out, I would suggest that one first. But of course, you're more than welcome to pick if you got a stellium you really resonate with, like Scorpio, you can pick for Scorpio. So just keep that in mind. But for the most part, I think that you should at least start with the sun sign, and I think you'll get the best results with that. But so with that said, we'll be just exploring your ideas, seeing if they're a good idea. A little redundant. Yeah, so the description box will have the timestamps to your sign below. As always, if you like my content, like, share, subscribe to my channel, and let me know how you like this, because this is a pretty tall order, doing 12 options in one video. So let me know what you guys think, okay? So with that said, I'm going to start with Aries. Hey there, Aries. So is your plan a good idea? So let's take a look. Aries' plan. Aries' plan. Is it a good idea? What is this plan? Okay, so let's take a look at your plan. So what I'm seeing here is this plan could actually be a creative project, Aries. You're coming through as the Queen of Wands, which is fire energy, right? But it's also the creative element of water because of the nature of the Queen. She's an empathetic, sort of receiving feminine energy. So when we have these two combined, we're kind of getting the vibe that this is like an art project or some kind of constructive thing that you have a lot of emotion invested in. And I think that this is kind of the primary energy that you're going to be in. So let's take a look though. What's your energy surrounding putting it into motion? We have the King of Pentacles. I like to see this as well. Your energy right now is more of the planning stages, I would say. Maybe funding something or getting around the materials to make it happen. Perhaps for some of you, you may be consulting somebody very wise or smart at first, like you're going to be consulting an expert in some way. And I think that overall, you kind of taking the more strategic approach to things. Like you're not. I really don't get the sense that you guys are running into it with the Aries full passion, which is actually not bad. You have the passion backing it, which is what you need, but you're not rushing into things in a way that's like, what's the word? Reckless. So you're actually functioning in your best energy right now. Now the question of how is the receiving end of this idea going to take it? What's their energy in comparison to these things? We have the Six of Swords. So whoever's going to be on the receiving end of this idea is, I think that they may potentially be ready to move away from something. We do have the Six of Swords. Now, this doesn't mean that they want to move away from this idea or this project or whatever you're doing. This could mean that they are they're capable of receiving things because they're ready to feel better. They're ready to improve their lives. They're ready to get out of a tough space and into a better space. So I would say that whoever this is directed at, they're getting primed. They're getting primed and ready to go almost. For some of you, maybe you need to wait a little bit longer before you put this into action. For some of you, this might be the right time frame. It just depends on what it is that your idea is and what you want to do with it. So if you're looking, like say you have an invention or something and you want to make people's lives better, well, they're in the perfect energy for that. They're ready to receive that. So that's really positive. If it's somebody that you want to give a compliment or apologize to, they're ready to receive that because they're in the position to want things to get better. So whatever you're doing, if it's to make things better for this group of people, it's going to work. I think it'll be well received. So how big are the obstacles that you're up against with this idea? Not very big at all, actually. You guys, all you have to do is make the choice to do it. Make the choice. Maybe you have to make a few choices like, pick between this color paper or that color paper, or I'm going to pay for it with this or pay for it with that. All it really has to do, the only obstacle is your choices and what you have to do to make those choices. And once you make them, I think you're well on your way to something quite successful. So the question you're asking, is this a good idea? Yes, I think that there's a lot of evidence here pointing to this being a good idea. So that's your reading, Aries. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like, and I will talk to you later. Hi, Taurus. This is your reading. We're going to take a look at your idea here and see if it's a good one. So what is the idea we're looking at and the surrounding energy? Let's take a look at all of it. Taurus's idea. Energy of whoever is on the receiving end of this idea. And what are the obstacles here? Okay, let's see here. Taurus, what are we seeing here? Okay, so the idea in question, okay. Ooh, it looks like you might try to take a stand or take some kind of, make some kind of big effort here. You're being represented by the Seven of Wands. So I would say that you're kind of apprehensive about potentially standing up for yourself, advocating for yourself, and saying what you want to say about something. It seems like a really tall order. It's a big ask for you because it's, you're feeling like you're going up against a force that's bigger than yourself. So for some of you, this could be standing up for yourself. This could be maybe standing up and just advocating for yourself in the sense like, I'm going to tell them that I'm going to be the best person for this job, and I'm going to tell them that's what I want to do. Or they may not like this idea. I'm going to pitch to them, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's the energy that we see you in here with that Seven of Wands. It's kind of unsure. But you have a solution for people to potentially fend off some larger scale thing. So it is a more aggressive idea, whatever it is, and that's probably why you're here asking about it, because you don't usually do aggressive ideas. You like to have things stable, secure, and you like to move forward in ways that are planned. And this may seem kind of out of your element for you, and so your energy surrounding putting this into motion is the Three of Wands. So again, you're trying to take all this Taurus action, or not Taurus action. You're trying to take action, but there's this Taurus energy here, which is like, well, let me just see. I'm going to make my plans. I'm going to write this out. I'm going to send a letter. I'm going to do this. Then when I hear back, then I'm going to decide. And I think that if I do this approach, that like, it's very well planned. You have the right energy, though. You are wanting to grow. You are wanting to expand. You are willing to put in the effort to get those things. So when it comes to putting your idea into motion, I think that once you get the actual nitty gritty details all worked out, you do have good energy about putting this into motion. For some of you, this can indicate you've already put it into motion. You already did it. So that's another thing that you could probably see here is that you may be coming back and seeing, well, was it a good idea? And it's here to say that, yeah, you've already done this and you're putting it into motion. Now, the receiving end of this, whatever this project is or idea or thing that you are going up against that seems really difficult, the receiving end of those people, whoever is receiving it, whoever this is meant for, Like if you're inventing something, this is the group that you're inventing it for. If you're going to ask a question or stand up against somebody, this is who you're standing up against. Okay. So this is the energy of that party here. I just want to be clear. The energy of this party though is working against you. This is not a receptive group. They don't want whatever you're going to be giving them or making them. If anything, it may be a great idea too. This may be wonderful, but these people simply do not want it. They don't want it because it maybe affects them in some kind of way. They may have a plan. If you propose this to someone, they may say, no, we deny this. This is not okay. We don't want it. And it's because of their own personal things going on for them. Like they have their own hidden agenda that will keep you from succeeding here. That's what this is sort of saying. So they're not receptive. Now, how big are the obstacles? You're going to have to, the obstacles are the Ace of Cups. How big are the obstacles? This is maybe emotion based. It could be fear. It could be sadness. It could be something like that. It could also mean that, maybe this idea is emotionally based and that's why it's not a good idea because, it's like well thought out, but the place that it's coming from could be like a grudge or, an emotional state that is not as stable. If Ace of Cups was, if this was Ace of Pentacles, I'd say, I don't think the obstacles are that big other than, taking the first step. But this is kind of saying that the motivation behind all this is like emotionally based. So it's not stable. It doesn't necessarily make sense. If you're doing this within the time frame, I'm recording this now. Let's see, what does that say? It's, we're in the week of second week or third week of March. We have Mercury in Pisces. So you want to make sure that you're okay with these things before you go through with them. My suggestion, if you're watching it at this time frame, wait until Mercury leaves Pisces. I think that's probably going to be in like the first month of April or first week of April or so. If the idea still makes sense to you, and then I'd say go with it. If you really want to go with it, because even though these people aren't receptive, it does not necessarily mean that you shouldn't do it. It really depends on whatever you're doing. But when it comes to this, I don't think this is the best time for you to be making any plans, just because that Pisces and Mercury in Pisces is not exactly. It's a good thinker for creative things, but you're going to have a difficult time proposing it to people because it's an idea that's getting kind of like stuck in the nether cloudy areas of your mind. And so when it moves into Aries, it's a better time because you'll be able to articulate yourself a little bit better. So that's what I'm seeing with that, Taurus. So the overall question, is this a great idea? In theory, it could be. It could be, but for the most part, it looks like it needs some work, maybe needs some reevaluation, if not dropping it altogether, depending on the situation. So I would say rethink some things. But anyway, let me know if you have any comments on this reading. If you liked it, if you want more like it, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi, Gemini. This is me. Of course it's me. What am I talking about? Anyway, hi, Gemini. Is your idea a good idea? Let's take a peek. Is Gemini's idea a good idea? Should they go through with this? Is this plan a good idea? Is this project a good idea? What are we looking at here? Okay, Gemini, let's take a look. Okay, so what I'm seeing is your idea may have something to do with giving or receiving something. This could be you offering charity to somebody in some cases, or it could be you begging for money or begging for some kind of assistance or something like that. So you could be asking someone for help or interested in offering help to somebody. But overall, it's just this energy that you have of your plan has a lot to do with giving and receiving. Perhaps paying someone back, asking for something. Now, another thing though here, by the way, this is a bribe too. So it's going to be different for you guys. But for the most part, I'm seeing some kind of transaction here. You're going to be giving someone something, or they're going to be, or you're going to ask for something, or you're going to potentially bribe somebody for some reason. That's the idea. The next thing I see here is this is your general energy about this idea, and it's pretty good actually. You're willing to make a deal. You're willing to see eye to eye with somebody. I'm just overall seeing that you're going to be in a pretty negotiable mood, amicable. It's whatever it is the energy you're doing. It's you're willing to work with somebody else. You're willing to cooperate in order to get what you want. So I would say your energy towards this is very productive. So this part here, though, this is the receiving end of whatever it is you're going to do, right? So I've been explaining it like this, that if you have an invention, this spot represents the people you're going to offer the invention to. If you have a proposal to make, this represents the person that you're proposing to. So when I see this here, the Tower card for what is the energy of these people on this end? Are they receptive? Are they going to be working against you? This person, I want to say they're actually receptive. Because the Tower is the card of change, it's going to be totally shocking and surprising, and it's maybe going to change their view maybe of you. It might change how they see you, how they see the world. They're going, it's going to blow their mind. So for some of you, maybe you're going to be offering some kind of romantic gesture to somebody, or you're going to buy them a gift or something. But I would say that they're receptive, but they are totally not ready for it. Whatever the case is, you could really shock them, knock them on their ass basically with whatever it is that you're going to be bringing to them. So overall, it's I would say that this is receptive. They're open to having their mind change. If it's an idea, this person is open to see things differently. They may not like it at first, but I think that, if you are trying to persuade somebody, you'll do a good job in persuading them actually, and they'll be able to see that the situation that they're thinking about, or the way that they see the world, is going to be completely different. And I would say, it depends on what you're trying to do, because this can come with like some emotional issues. I'm not picking up on anything else other than these sections here, but depending on what it is that you're going to be doing, it does kind of put you at risk for some kind of emotional situation. So that's the only thing. So I suppose that if you have information to give them, it's going to land. They'll take it. They'll accept it. They'll be like, oh my God. But they will receive whatever it is that you're going to be giving them. So this looks positive. It does look a little bit sketchy though, just because it does look like there's going to be a shocking reaction. It's not like a total acceptance at first. But with this one here, how big are the obstacles? We have the Empress. This one's interesting. How big are the obstacles? Well, I don't really know. This doesn't look like it's a big obstacle, to be honest. The Empress can mean abundance. Of course, that means large amounts of things, having a lot of things. I kind of want to get a clarifier just for this one, though. It could be a mother figure. Let's see here. How big are the obstacles? Clarify the Empress, please. Clarify the Empress, please. The Knight of Pentacles. I don't think they're very big. I think that maybe it's more a matter of taking care of things. So I don't think that there are any obstacles so long as you take care of things, if that makes any sense at all. So being vigilant, caring, showing, being able to nurture and grow are the biggest obstacles. So if you are not a nurturing person, if you are not of somebody who can care for someone or grow something, if you are not patient, then those are the obstacles. Then that's going to be the problem. If you have the ability to handle all that stuff just fine, then I don't see any obstacles really. I think that you'll be okay. So that's what I'm getting. Thanks for watching, Gemini. If you like this, let me know. What do you think of this format? I'd love to hear your opinions, and yeah, we'll talk later. Hi, Cancer. This is your reading. Let's look about your idea. What's going on? So, for Cancer, please show me what their idea looks like. Is this a good idea? Should they do this? What's their energy about it? How's the party going to be receiving this energy? And you know, how big are the obstacles to this? Let's take a look. Okay, so, okay, your idea, your project, your big thing, your plan, you want to know, it looks to me like this could be a reunion that you may be asking about. If not a reunion, then it's talking about, you know, getting that happy ending. Your idea has something to do with perhaps reuniting with someone, or getting back together, reuniting the family, finding your happy ending. This looks like this is your big plan, is to you know stay with somebody to get this happy ending, or propose to somebody to get married or something, or propose to start a family or something like that. Now, your energy actually, when it comes to this project, this idea that you want to propose, the Fool energy is coming through. So your energy with this may be a little bit careless. It could be something where you may not be totally aware of the tone of whatever's happening, because the tone is definitely different. Okay. I feel like when I'm seeing this, if this is pertaining to an individual, and I really feel like it does pertain to another individual, I have a feeling that you may not be reading the situation in the way that you should be. It looks like this is actually kind of hazardous, and it's a bit of a warning that you're not totally planning this out well, and you may be, you know, ready to fall off the cliff here like this Fool. The thing about this Ten of Cups too is that this is a very, very idealistic card. And so when this comes out next to the Fool, it's kind of like, you know, you're kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve here. You're leaving yourself in a very vulnerable position, because you're leaving your hopes and your dreams out in the open for people to potentially smash. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen here, because this Five of Swords is saying that the party or the group or whatever it is that you have this idea for, you know, maybe it's restoring the family unit. Maybe you have an idea or political idea, or you want to restore the family, or you want to ask someone out, or, you know, like that whole plan has to do with this idealism. This person is going to possibly be very not receptive to it. They are not going to be okay with it. In fact, they're going to probably be a little bit, you know, they could be angry or cruel about it. That's the problem with the Five of Swords, is this can be a really cruel card. This person may not be, you know, interested in having a romantic relationship with you, or interested in having a family. And it may be because of their own selfish reasons, because this five indicates selfishness is somehow in the way of how this is, you know, in how this happens. So if this is something that leaves you vulnerable, even giving it to them, it's almost like they're not going to be sensitive to that. If this leaves them vulnerable by you becoming vulnerable, and then they feel vulnerable, then they can end up becoming cruel, because that's their defense mechanism. Whatever the case is, this person is willing to get away from this idea, shoot it down, and do whatever it is to not make it happen at all costs. Like, they are going to just like slice it down and not even worry about your feelings. So it says, how big are the obstacles here? We have the Knight of Swords. I would say this is pretty big obstacle. This is somebody who's combative, willing to fight you, willing to push back, say cruel things, argue with you. So I would say that this is an opposition against you that is very forceful. So I would suggest you do not go through with this idea. That's what I'm seeing. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, Cancer, and let me know what you think of this whole thing. Did this work out? What do you think? Does this seem accurate? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to move on to Leo. Hi, Leo. This is your reading. So, this is about your idea and your plan. Geez, Leo, get off my reading. You're making my cards get all over the place. Just kidding. Let's take a look here. God, these are really messy, and it's really just for you. This is my 5th pile so far, so let's see. What's this idea? You guys have a lot of creative energy, though, so that's probably what this is. So let's look at the idea. What is the idea? The energy surrounding this idea and putting it into motion. What's their energy surrounding this idea and putting it into motion? What is the energy of whoever is on the receiving end of this idea? And how big are the obstacles? How big are the obstacles? All right, let's take a look. Oh boy. Okay, so this looks like a situation where you guys might be kind of, could be looking to fight. Could be looking to compete with somebody. This is the project. So this, could have to do with 5 people. This could be you competing with other people to be the leader of a group. You may be running for president or running for class president or running for some kind of like treasurer or whatever. You could be in some kind of electoral process where you want to run for some kind of position. Another thing that I'm seeing here is just that you want to compete with somebody. So this could be a sport. This could be just about, anything. This could be you competing with your friends and they don't even know it's a competition, but you have to be the best. So this could be you doing this here, trying to, this can also be problem solving too, by the way. But it does include people working together to solve this problem. But regardless, whatever this idea is, it can really stir some stuff up. And I think you're aware of that. Now, with this card here, this is the general energy about how, your energy when it comes to putting this plan into motion. Well, I think it looks pretty darn good. And I think that you're looking to, ally with other people, work together with other people to make this happen. So it really looks pretty good. I want to say the energies that you're in, because it looks like you're willing to collaborate with whoever. More the merrier. If you can bring more people in, then you can do that. Now, I will say, though, that this energy can also indicate that you might be a little bit too... you may be a little bit distracted with other things. Like, say you have this great idea. This can say that, your energy might be a little bit lazy in the sense that you want to party, go have fun and do other things. So you may have a very ambitious plan, but you may not have the discipline to get it done. That's the only problem I'm seeing here. Now, when it comes to the other parties, how will they receive this? Well, we have the Page of Swords here. So this is indicating a party that I think is actually pretty open to the idea. They're willing to work with you, perhaps. I see this as somebody who's kind of receiving and open to an idea, open to something new, especially if it's the beginnings of something. So you may have some kind of startup project that you want to collaborate, and this person is going to be like, okay, yeah, I like this idea. So for the most part, I say the party that's involved is very receptive. So that's good too. Now, when it comes to obstacles, the only obstacle I'm seeing here is the Knight of Swords. This can mean that this person and you will have oppositions, like you will have opposition with each other, or the idea may be faced with opposition from someplace else. Like, say you guys work really well together, but this is saying that, the outside world may push back. This can also talk about difference in ideology. This can talk about arguments. This can talk about philosophies clashing and things like that. So you really want to make sure that you're going to see eye to eye here. So personally, if you ask, we're asking the question, is this a good idea? I think it is. But I think you need to plan it out for this opposition. How are you going to handle this tactfully? You're a Leo. You're going to want to be, king of the castle. You're going to want it to be, you want to be the star of the show, maybe. So it's just important for you to, are you going to be content sharing the limelight with someone else? Are you going to be content going out and being a partner and not a leader or ringleader or a dominator or dictator? You want to make sure that you can handle that. So and here we go. If this is a leadership position, Leo, you need to constantly ask yourself, is it better to be loved or feared? And you want to say, I want to be loved, hopefully. And you're going to have to go through the process. Okay, how can I make everybody want to work for me, not be afraid and scared into working for you, okay? That's the big thing there. You want to make people inspired by you. You don't want people to be controlled by you through fear. And I think that's what this is saying here is the obstacles could be very big if you're trying to use intimidation or force or, manipulative tactics to get what you want. You're going to need to try something tactful and on the up and up. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. So overall, I think it's a good one. And I think it's a good idea. You should, give it a shot. Just make sure to practice your tact. Okay. Your persuasive abilities. Anyway, if you like this reading, let me know. If you want more like this with the 12 zodiac signs, please let me know. I'll be happy to do more if you guys really love it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to the next. Hello, Virgo. Virgo. Let's see. Let's look into your idea or your project or whatever it is you got on your mind. What is that? What is the outcome for these sorts of things? Is it a good idea? So let's look at the project. Let's look at the, let's look at the energy Virgo's in about this project. How is the receiving party going to be about this project? And what are the obstacles? How big are the obstacles in this project? Or idea or whatever. Okay. Hey, look at you. Honestly, I think that this is kind of, let's see here. Hang on. Let me get my vibes going. So with the Fool here as your project, this could be something that's totally new, totally off the cuff for you. You probably never thought or dreamt that you would want to do this sort of thing, but here you are. For some of you, this could have something to do with hiking, walking, travel, starting something new. This could be like, for some reason, I'm getting like an apparel vibe. Like it could be clothing, it could be fashion or something like that too. It just depends. It doesn't have to be the same thing for everybody. But for the most part, the greatest energy of this is this very like new, bright feeling of this idea. Could be selling a bright new idea to somebody else, or you might want to go and start something brand spanking new. Could be a trip even. Whatever the case, it's very not like you. I feel like you guys are kind of shocked with yourself that you're interested in doing this. When it comes to the energy surrounding whether or not you are in the right energy state for this, heck yeah, you totally are. Honestly, you're very, very driven. So it's so interesting to me. You guys, let me know. Is this really a new idea that you never dream of? Because the Chariot shows that you guys are just like on board. You're like, I'm going to do it. I don't even know why you're here because it looks like you guys are going to do it. So, or you already started, but you're like driven. You are set. Looks fabulous. These two cards, I love to see this. The idea is really probably very unique too, in a way, something that other people may not have ever seen before. Or if it's like, an action that you're going to take, it's something that you've never done and no one would ever see you doing it. It's a complete shock. So I like it. I like it a lot. Now, the people that you are going to be what this means, this card here has to do with the receiving end. So the receiving end could be people that you're trying to propose this to. The receiving end could be someone that you're trying to convince. It could be you still. It could definitely be you. Like, are you receiving it? Because it's interesting because I still have these two cards. It may be you doing something for yourself. Regardless, the receiving end of whatever this is, whatever or whoever it involves, is showing me that I would say that they're very receiving. They are willing to take it. However, it is something that's still kind of like they're cautious about. So I wouldn't, if you're trying to persuade somebody, I don't think that you're going to they're going to be persuaded quickly or very, or that it's going to happen easily. They may need to have some time to get to think about it. And this can be you here. If this is you persuading yourself, I think that, you're going to be cautious about it. You're not going to, it's like you have this, you're driven to do it. But if this is still you here, because this is the Virgo card too, by the way, it means that you may not get your hopes up. Like, you're going to be very grounded and rational about it, and you're not going to let your feelings run away with you. You're going to be very practical and motivated about it, and then it's not going to, you're not going to be swayed if you lose or win or whatever. You're just going to work towards your goal. Like, it looks pretty receptive if it's you here. You're the receiving end and the giving end here too. So it looks pretty good. But I do think it's going to be something that takes time for them to to adjust to, is all. But I do think that it's going to be okay. How big are the obstacles? No obstacles at all. You have the 9 of Pentacles. You have the discipline, you have the plans, you have everything under your thumb. You know exactly what you're doing. I don't see any obstacles here. This is so well planned out, and your drive is so strong, and your focus is laser sharp. I don't see anything, because this is you on top here. Like, you did it because you wanted to, and then you achieved. Like, it's that simple for you. God, I envy that. But yeah, so just don't be too hard on yourselves, you guys. You're really intense here, so just like chill. You'll be fine. You got this. So is the question, we'll answer the question finally. Is this a good idea? Yeah, it looks like it's a good idea, and it looks like you already know that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to Libra. Hey, Libra. Okay, so we're going to look at your idea, Libra. What is your idea? Let's see, what is the idea that you have, Libra? Please, and is it a good one? So this is your idea. We're going to be looking at your energy when it comes to making this happen. The receiving end of this. What is the receiving end of this like? And then we're going to look at the obstacles. How big are the obstacles in this? Okay, ready? Libra, Libra, Libra. What are we looking at? Okay, so your idea, your plans are going to be the Six of Swords here. So your plans are to, make things better, improve a situation, move something from one state of being to another. This is talking about conflict resolution, perhaps. Or isn't that very Libran? Smoothing things over, making sure that everybody's feeling better. So this can be healing. You could be focusing on healing yourself or others, or for some of you on a very more material, in a more material way, this can be saying maybe you're focused on traveling, boat, like a boat ride, or moving from one place to another. We're seeing transport by water mostly, but for the most part, we're talking about going from one state into another. So rough waters into calm waters. So you're looking to smooth a situation out in one way or another, and that is the plan, the project, the idea. Now, how are you when it comes to receiving or to putting the effort into this? And I see a lot of effort, actually, because the Seven of Wands is saying that with the right amount of effort, you will overcome. So when it comes to the question of displacement, which is, the energy surrounding putting the idea into motion, well, you're pretty dead set on it. It is tough, though. You're like, man, this is a lot to ask for. I'm going to put in a shit ton of effort here. I really hope that this comes through. There is a little bit of uncertainty with this, of course, in putting this into motion. You don't know if you can do it. However, you feel deep down in your heart of hearts that if you do it, you'll be okay. Things are going to be okay. And this is the receiving end. So receiving end here means that this is somebody that is you're proposing the idea to. This could be yourself, though, too. So this could be a company you're proposing an idea to, or an audience that you're presenting something to. This could be a friend or a love interest or somebody that you are going to be giving it to. And if it's for yourself, it's how you're going to handle your idea. So the receiving end here is pretty good. It's the Two of Cups. This is two people seeing eye to eye, smoothing things over. This is peace. This is harmony. This is love. So this person may actually, if it's a person that you're doing this for, they're going to receive this with love. They're going to feel so much better. If you're trying to smooth the situation over with them, they're really going to feel happy that you did this. They'll be glad, and they'll allow you to share with them, and they'll be able to share with you. Now, if this is some idea that you're going to put on yourself, like say a workout routine or yoga or whatever, you're going to be happy that you did. You're going to be able to feel balanced in yourself, and you're going to be able to see, see a situation for what it is. It's a very good energy, to be honest. So how big are the obstacles? King of Wands. So at King of Wands, we have this very strong kind of It's kind of like an intellectual vibe with the King of Wands, right? Because kings are air. So kings being air representative, and he's also a fire sign. This is kind of saying that the obstacle, first of all, the obstacle could be this person. The obstacle could be an Aries, which is funny because Libra is opposite Aries. I gotta love this. I'm sorry. So it could be an Aries person is standing in the way of you. However, the King of Wands could also be the Aries side of yourself. Everybody has Aries in the chart. Okay. So there's always going to be an opposite energy somewhere in there. So, you have a house where Aries and Libra are at. So this is the opposing energy there. That's what I mean when I say that. I might need to explain that later in a different video or something, but that basically says it's a side of yourself that could be in the way, or it could be an actual person. It really depends. This is the power of planning. The obstacle here is that you may need more planning. The obstacle could be that you're not asking for help, because the King of Wands is a wise guy. He's wise when it comes to creation and making things and getting stuff done and making plans and doing tasks and stuff. And so this means that you may need to ask somebody about that. You may need to, ask for their guidance or something, so that could be the biggest obstacle here is, maybe your pride. Maybe your obstacle is not asking for help when you should. Or wanting to impress this person in some way. However, and this may not be any obstacle at all. So it's like if you're content with these energies in yourself, if you're already doing the work and making plans about this project, then you should be A-okay. If you know that this person is going to stand in your way, though, you may have to be persuasive. But if you can somehow bypass them, the receiving end of this is going to be pretty happy. So we're going to ask the question, is this a good idea? I think so. You just need to watch out for this person and figure out how to charm the pants off of them. And you're good at that, so don't worry. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know how you like this video, and I'm going to move on to Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. So let's take a look at your idea. Let's see. What's Scorpio's idea? How good is it? Is this a good idea? Let's look at Scorpio's idea first. Let's look at their energy when it comes to putting this idea into motion. Let's look at the receiving end of this idea. How do they feel about it? And then we're going to look at the obstacles. How big are the obstacles when it comes to this plan? Okay. So, Scorpio, what am I looking at here? Your ideas, your plans are represented by this 9 of Pentacles. So, discipline, getting things done, accumulating money. You could be thinking about making money, saving money, doing something to gain something, like a lot of it. This could also be, maybe this is taking money out of your 401k. Maybe this is cashing out on that early. Maybe this is you cashing out on a savings account or pulling your money out of the stock market or something like that. This appears to be that energy here. Financially based. It's more like planning, I think, here than, we'll say romance. I don't think that this is a very romantic idea. However, it could be, I don't know. Everybody's going to be different, but for some reason your plan is going to be based in security and being fine and having the discipline to say no, to get, to put distance between you and other stuff so you can get the important things done. Because that's what this is about, important things. So how are you when it comes to, like, what energy are you in when it comes to putting this into motion? You're in the planning stages. We can say that. It does look like you're willing to kind of do the math a little bit. This talks about checks and balances. This talks about incoming, outcoming. It talks about the flow. So when it comes to like work, money, paperwork, this is like doing your taxes. This is doing the books, things like that. So you're, could be some kind of accountant work that you're doing. But for the most part, I'd say that you're willing to do the extra work, and I think you're willing to put in the extra hours. It's for some of you, this is you pulling up a part-time job so that you can make this happen in some way. So I'd say it's pretty good. You're working well. I think it's early days. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. But when it comes to the receiving end, so this could be you. It could be you. This could be somebody that say, you know, this is whatever this is, you want to give it to someone else. This is them. If you want to propose an idea, this is the people you're proposing it to. If you want to present an art thing, this is them. Like, this is your audience, basically, whoever is going to be on the receiving end or be affected by this. So this idea, to me, this looks like they are kind of unsure, a little bit unsteady about this. Whoever this is not ready for whatever this is. There's a lot of caution, but it doesn't mean that they're totally throwing it out. There is wondering, you know, what's this? You know, do I want to be part of this? Is this good for me? What's next after this? You know, whatever I agree to here, what's next after this? Another way to see this is that this is showing us that this person may have to reflect on a time when something similar happened, and they have to kind of reassess things. So whether they accept this is unclear. I would say they're not. I mean, if we're going to be talking about purely receptive energy or non-receptive, I want to say that this person will hear you out, but for the most part, this seems non-receptive. So if this is you here and this is your wealth and whatever, you're going to kind of be a little bit cautious about it. You're not going to let yourself get your hopes up. You're going to be pretty grounded about it. Okay. That's another thing that I'm seeing here. But for the most part, if this is someone else that you're giving this to, this is saying they're not totally receptive yet. However, they could at some point open up there. I do feel like they'll hear you out, but they may not totally agree with you right away. And I think it's kind of, which may mean that this needs more planning. Okay. That might be what this means, is it just needs more planning. What are the biggest obstacles here? Four of Pentacles. Inability to let go of your currency. Inability to let go of your resources, your time, your energy, your love, whatever it is. You're trying to get everything without investing anything. So that might be what the problem is here, because, you know, the energy behind this, if this is a financial thing, yeah, this does show that you're going to put the effort in and do all the little nitnoy work, but it's going to be exhausting. It's going to be super tiring. And it's saying that, you know, you may benefit from, you know, putting more in some area. So it's like you're really only giving a little bit maybe, but you're expecting a lot. So, you know, this is the problem I'm seeing, is that the expectation is very large, but what you're willing to give is very small. Now, if you're doing a savings account thing, then yeah. And this is like a long-term savings, like retirement. I'd say that's really the only way you can go about it. You know, is you can put big chunks in there if you want, but, you know, you got to be ready to part with it. And that might be saying that you won't be ready to part with larger chunks or larger sums of resources, time, energy, money, love, whatever. You're not willing to get rid of it. You're not willing to let it go. So, is this a good idea? This one's kind of gray, and it's kind of falling in the line of like a financial question. So, I'm going to have to say, use your best judgment on this. But if you're talking about a savings, I think that, you may need to do a little bit more accounting here, a little bit more math in order to figure out if that's what you want to do. Overall, I'd say this isn't receptive. So, I mean, if we're going to go with yes or no, I hate doing this. You guys use your best interest or your best judgment, but maybe type down in the comments your situation. Maybe I can give you a better feel for it. But, when it comes to this, I would say it's mostly not ready yet. It doesn't say it's a bad idea. It's not ready yet because it doesn't look like you have what it takes to invest in it. That's what I mean to say. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius. So let's take a look at your idea, your big plans. Let's see. Oh, gosh, that was really loud, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Let's check. What are the plans of the Sagittarian right now? What are their plans? What's their energy behind this? Putting it into motion. What's their energy in that way? What is the receiving parties or the receiving ends? How is the receiving end taking this? What is their energy? What's the receiving energy? Oh, wow. There's a lot of information, a lot of cards flipping. And then what is the largest obstacle when it comes to this matter? What's the largest obstacle? Okay. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look. So, your energy here. This could have something to do with giving, receiving, begging, or perhaps giving, receiving, begging, or bribing. So that's the energy here. That's the vibe I'm getting for what it is your idea is, your plan. You could be giving somebody a gift. You could be asking someone for money. You could be giving someone money. You could be begging someone for money or begging for something from them. Like, give me energy, give me time, give me love, whatever. Just give it to me. I want it. You could be on the other end where you're giving all those things to somebody, or you're trying to manipulate somebody for that too. Now, when it comes to your energy regarding this idea, you have not done the work yet. You haven't done any work on this yet. This was like an idea, like a flash in the pan, sort of, ooh, maybe I should. And then you haven't done anything about it yet. You're still in the planning stages. The Hanged Man is saying that your energy behind this is sort of, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll mess around with it. Kick the idea down the road a few more weeks before I do anything about it. So your energy behind this does indicate that this idea is not going anywhere at the moment. When it comes to your receiving end, how will they receive this? Well, I think at this point, the receiving end would be open to listening, to talking about it. And they may even counsel you on this or something. So I would say that this is a receiving energy because it is a 3. So it is the sign of growth. So I feel like we are looking, and it is an earth sign as well, which is also a receiving energy as well. So I would say that what you have now with this plan, I think that the receiving energy of it would be good. Either if this is you, you'll be like, okay, I think I can work with this. If this is someone else, they'll be like, yeah, we can work with this too. Receiving energy, though, can be an audience. So if you're trying to propose an art project, the audience they'll receive it. They'll be like, yeah, this is great. We have this. If it's a person, same thing. That's just what I mean when I'm saying the receiving end. However, the obstacles, so how big are the obstacles? Magician, you are your biggest obstacle. You are going to be the one to slow this down. If you don't take the initiative, if you don't make the effort, if you don't use your willpower, then it doesn't go anywhere. It won't get off the ground. It's just going to be a pipe dream. So that can be, see, honestly, that's like either a huge obstacle or a really, really small one. It just depends on who you are. Personally, I think though, if this is early days, you haven't gotten this up and running yet, this idea, whatever it is, then I'd say it's only a matter of time until you light that fire and press start. If it's been a long time and say, you've had this idea for months and months and months and you haven't done anything about it, then it's possible that you are the biggest obstacle and this is going to be more of a challenge than you anticipated. But to be honest, it doesn't look like it's well planned yet. So if I'm going to be answering the question, is this a good idea? Should you do the thing? I don't think it's ready yet. So I would say no, I don't think it's ready. So that is your reading. If you like these types of readings where I have 12 signs for you to choose from, let me know. I'm curious. This is a new idea of my own. So maybe I'll be reading these cards for myself. But anyway, let me know what you think. And I'm going to move on to Cap. Hi, Capricorn. So this is your reading. Let's look at your big idea, your plan, your whatever it is. What is it? Hang on. What is Capricorn's big idea, their big plan? What's the energy that they're in surrounding this plan or idea? What is the receiving end's energy surrounding this plan or idea? What is the biggest obstacle when it comes to this idea or plan? And I'm going to pull another one because I don't know why I took that. I was going to put it back in and take one that I pull. Can I clarify this card here? No flippers. Ugh, okay. I'll take it. Like, I don't know why those are screaming at me. I'm just going to take them. Okay. Let's see. So, Capricorn. I'm seeing a defensive energy from you for this plan. It's more of like the plan itself is perhaps seeing what's next. This I feel like you're maybe in a situation where you're not sure if you should act or not. So this kind of looks like your plan is inaction. Your plan is to do nothing, perhaps. If not, what else do I see here? I mean, this could be a plan to just wait and see, to do nothing, to heal up, to recover, to feel better, to, analyze a situation and sit and kind of wait and see what's up. This can be also maybe a plan regarding the final steps of something. Overall, it's not a very active plan or an active activity. Whatever the plan is, it's not something that is like, I'm going to go for a jog or climb Mount Everest or go and, try to, make a cake or whatever. It's nothing that is an actual physical thing. It's more of like a mind state that you're thinking of adapting or something. Or just something where you're just kind of waiting. So it does look like that. Now, when it comes to your energy surrounding this idea, you're willing to go and actually talk to a professional about it. You're willing to go and maybe collaborate with somebody else to work on it. It also shows that your energy here is kind of willing to kind of lay the foundations of it. Like said, okay, let's plan this bit by bit. I'm going to build this idea brick by brick. We're going to put it all down, and we're going to make sure that whatever I'm starting with is going to be rock solid. And so that's the energy behind this. And I feel like that's good though. Three, by the way, while it is not like the advanced stages of anything, 3 is still a really good card for expansion, because it says, the number 3 in tarot is about expanding. So I'd say that you're in the right mindset for this. You are willing to grow. Now, when it comes to the receiving end of this energy is very bossy. And I'm getting a vibe. Oh, this is an intuitive thought. Okay, guys, this may be for all of you or none of you. I don't know. But I just got the vibe, the energy, the mind thing in my head, the thought that says, make it their idea. Make them think it's their idea. That's what I'm getting. Which is why I'm seeing that the ego is intact here. There's this potential for blockage with the Emperor, because this person is like, and that's the thing with this too. This is kind of saying that this whole project, whether or not it's being proposed to somebody, I feel like it's going to have a lot to do with your finesse, your ability to charm, the ability to twist and manipulate and try to make it so these people can pick in your favor or do whatever it is that you want them to do. Now this being the major obstacle, I go, how big are the obstacles to this? And it's really up to a matter of how you play it. This is a matter of how you play your cards. It's very mental, intellectual, and it could go either way. The 2 of Pentacles talks about game playing. That's why I think that this is more of like a strategic sort of thing. It's like playing chess. So whatever it is that you're doing, is it a good idea? What can I say? Is this a good idea? Should you do the thing? Honestly, I feel like you're going to be the best judge of that. Just because of like the nature of what it is that you're doing. You're already making the plans. You're already doing the strategizing. So I guess if you're willing to do strategizing, if you're willing to do strategy and manipulate and try to win people over by appealing to their egos, I think you'll do well. I think that it is a good idea. But in the end, this obstacle, it just depends on how good you are at playing the game. So that's why I can't give you a clear answer, because it depends on your skill level, and you're all gonna have different skill levels. So, I think that's a big thing is how good. And here we go. We're looking at the past again, right? This is a card that talks about looking at the past, seeing what a past situation was, and seeing and using that past situation to determine the present, right? So if in the past you've been very good at this type of game, then you'll be fine. If you're new to this, you may want to do some studying on it. Maybe pick up how to persuade people, like books on like, what is it? The Art of Making Friends, and oh God, I have this book, but I don't know the title. It's like Making Friends and Influencing People or something like that. You might need that. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing. So if you guys like this, let me know how you like it, and I will be happy to do more of them. This is kind of a big one for me, so just let me know. Yeah, if you have any questions about your interpretation, maybe there's a few caveats that I missed, shoot me a comment down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can come up with something that makes sense there. So anyway, I will move on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. This is your reading. So your big idea, Aquarius, what is it? And what energy are you in about it? What's the receiving end like? So let's see. What's the idea? What is their energy surrounding this idea? What's the receiving end and ending like? And how big are the obstacles in regards to this idea? Okay, let's take a look. Ooh, romantic. Okay. Okay, so this, for some of you, this could be... Okay, this looks like a proposition that you may make to somebody else. This could be romantic, it could be business, it could be pretty much anything. But whatever it is, your goal in mind, like your goal has to do with interacting with another person, perhaps convincing a particular person. I feel like maybe for some of you, maybe a rare few of you, maybe you're looking to present work to a body of people, like a group. But I feel like for most of you, this is a one-on-one connection with some other people. So the star is the energy that you're in currently when it comes to this. I'd say that this is pretty good. This is also, though, a little concerning. Just because the star can talk about la la land a little bit, like not totally seeing the forest for the trees. Not necessarily that. I won't say that phrase, actually. It's almost like you may have an idealistic view of something that's going to happen, and that's the energy that you're in right now. But I also think, though, that there is healing and honest goodness and optimism in this. So you're feeling pretty optimistic about this. I think that maybe you're looking to heal things or smooth things over, make things better. I see that you're very hopeful. So you may see this situation as a potential to move in your favor. So how will the receiving end of this be? We have the Justice card. So receiving end is the person that you are trying to speak to, the body of people you're trying to present to. And in some cases, it can be yourself here. But I don't think that's the case here at all. I don't think this has anything to do with anything you're going to do. It's something you're going to present to something else or someone else. So this idea with the Justice card, I feel like this is going to be it's fair. I feel like they will be receptive to it if it is fair. So what does this mean? If you have a proposition to make to somebody else, you want to make sure that it's not giving more to yourself than them. You want to make sure that it's equal. Okay? Do you know what I mean? You want to make sure that it's fair. So if it's truly fair, this person will accept, or this group of people will accept. If it's truly what they want to see, they'll accept it. If this is half-assed, they won't accept it. So that's an important thing to know, is like you guys you're all individuals, so you're really going to have to distinguish, if what you're offering up is a turd sandwich or if it's gold, okay? So you just gotta make sure you can tell the difference. Now, with this, this is the obstacles. How big are the obstacles to this, whatever it is? I feel like this is a fairly big obstacle, okay? There's a couple things that could be standing in the way of whatever this is. One is that you have no home. The other is that you have no money. The other is that you're sick, or the other is that you just have a bad self-esteem, or you have low self-worth and you don't think that you can get whatever it is that you want. Like, you're hopeful, but like this may be like the underlying doubt that's behind it. So this could also mean here that this idea, the obstacles to it may have something to do with class difference, poverty. Somebody is weaker than the other. So, for instance, if the other person is weaker than you, then there's no obstacle. This person's vulnerable, they need you. If you are weaker than them in some way, you have less than them, then this can say this could be a bit of a challenge, that the resources you're working with are fewer, and so therefore the chances of success are going to be a little bit lower. So, but overall, I would say, so whether or not this is successful, or whether this idea is a good idea or not, is largely going to have to be, something that you can determine with your best judgment. But for the most part, I would say, is this a good idea? I think it is. I think that this obstacle for the most part is mental. So I don't think that it's truly there. For most of you, I think it's mostly just like you guys not thinking that you can do it. But it's a pretty big mental obstacle that you guys have to get over. But for the most part, I'd say that this looks like a good outcome. I would say that this idea has good potential, and I think it has a potential for a good outcome. So that's what I'm seeing. If you guys like this type of reading, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I will move on to the last one, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. Last but certainly not least. So let's take a look at the idea you have. What's this plan, this idea that you've got? And what's the energy you have surrounding this plan or idea? Whoops. What's the energy you have surrounding this plan or idea that you have? What is the receiving ends plan or idea? And what is the biggest challenge? What's the biggest challenge or obstacle in this plan or idea? Okay. A lot of nine of wands today. So Pisces. So we have the Queen of Swords as your plan or idea. So this is a very, you could be looking to say something to somebody or to advise another person on something. You could also be looking to receive this type of guidance from somebody. So you could be asking someone for help. This can mean also going to a lawyer or some kind of teacher, professor, somebody who's very wise, very smart, and has a very keen eye on something, keen judgment. However, with you, this could also be you making a judgment call here, finally making a decision and saying the thing that you want to say. That could be your big idea, is to speak your mind and tell somebody what it is that you need them to know. Because whatever it is, it's been on your mind for a while. So it's like, this could definitely be like you finally speaking up and saying the thing. Now, when it comes to the energy that you're in regarding this, I have the Four of Wands. Now, this energy that you're in is actually pretty balanced. I feel like you've been sitting on this idea for a while, and you're kind of like, you kind of make peace with it. You're pretty comfortable in it, and you're kind of ready. It's stewed for a long time, and now you're kind of like calm and fine with it and kind of ready to move it in some direction. But I kind of want to take another card for this Four of Wands. What is their energy behind it? Groundwork, yeah. Now, that's funny because 4 is about groundwork. Pages also can talk about laying groundwork because they're the little foot soldiers, right? They're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. So I think you have done a lot of work here, laying that groundwork, establishing that sort of foundation. And I think you've been working on that for a long time. And so now it's time for you to move on to the next phase. Things were fine, and, you did your work, and now it's time to just move on to the next stage. It looks really good. And I think you've done the legwork when it comes to like research and thinking about it, philosophizing about it, and like writing, journaling, whatever. I see you doing that work. Now, when it comes to their receptivity, Hierophant's a weird one. How is this person going to respond? So this could, when I say the not third party, when I say the parties involved, like how receptive are they? This could be you. This could be a body of people. This could be one person. This could be a council, a group of people, whatever. It's just wherever this, whoever this idea or plan is going to affect. So I'm seeing the Hierophant, though. How this is going to affect them. What is their energy around this? Are they receptive? And I'm not really seeing that. Hierophant's an odd card here because it's kind of like you're going to be giving somebody something. You could be lecturing them. You could be, dropping some wisdom, but they're the Hierophant. So this may be them saying, no, I don't need your wisdom. I have my own wisdom. I'm my own wise individual here. Can I see this Hierophant, though? Can I clarify this Hierophant? Yeah, this person isn't gonna, I don't think this person's going to be, I mean, it is female energy. Could be receptive. But it says somebody, it's kind of interesting because this person's like an equal to you, or they see you as an equal to them. So they may see, you may give them this information or this idea or proposal or whatever, or you could talk to them or seek out their counsel. Then yes, they'll be receptive because they are going to they're going to do well here. They'll give you the advice you're looking for. So if you're seeking out counsel, like a lawyer or whatever, it does look like they'll be receptive to that. They'll be like, okay, yes, let me tell you all about it. So yeah, I do think that's the case because you could be seeking out some kind of care from this person. You're going to get it. The biggest obstacle here, though, is this Nine of Wands. So when I see that, I think that it's possible that this Nine of Wands here is going to be telling you that as far as obstacles go, it's your own worry. It's your own uncertainty and insecurity that's going to be standing in the way of this being successful, this idea. So I would say that, am I getting anything else out of this? Let me think here for a second. There's a distracting alarm outside. What do I see? I really think that it's just your planning, It's taking the next step. It's not being too scared to do the next thing. So, and that, because like right now you're kind of in this holding phase. I think that the obstacle you're in is the phase you're in. So you need to make the decision to make the first step. You need to, and that's the biggest obstacle is saying, okay, I'm healed enough. I'm feeling capable enough. I've reached a state of mind where I can do this rationally, think about this rationally and practically. But I do think that there's something from the past that stops you. That's what I think this is something from the past that stops you. So is this a good idea? I think so. I think it's not a bad idea. I think it's something that will reap some kind of benefit, will help you in some kind of way. But you're just scared about past experiences, and you're going to just need to move past that because that's going to be stopping you from getting guidance or getting some kind of good counsel for whatever it is that you're asking about. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thanks for watching. For all of you who are still here, thanks for watching. If you guys like this content, please like, comment, subscribe. And also, please let me know in the comments what you think of this format, doing a pick a card with 12 options. I'm kind of curious. So anyway, thanks for watching.